Good afternoon. Welcome back to Fundah School Management System. Timetable creation no longer needs weeks of manual effort. Fundah's auto timetable generator produces accurate conflict-free timetables at the click of a button. What once took weeks now takes seconds. Fundah eliminates timetable headaches with intelligent auto generation. One click, one perfect timetable. Today I am going to present how to generate the timetable from Fundah by a single button click. So for you to access Fundah automatic timetable generator, go to menu, then click on timetable. So the first thing, you need to define your timetable. So how do you define your timetable? You come on this option, add new timetable. Let us define our timetable. Maybe let's call it main timetable, like this. You need to put the start and the end of the timetable. In some schools they might have hot sittings where some students end at 12 and the others they start at 12 up to maybe end of the day, and in some schools they can just do the whole day. So maybe in our case, let us define the timetable that is starting at 8 o'clock and maybe ends at 15:30. At 15:30, like this. Then say enter. Then we need now to select the classes that are being affected by this. Maybe we have 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, maybe 2S, maybe 3A, 3B, 3C, 4A, 4B. These are the classes that are being affected. Then I can say submit. So as you can see now, if we can come here on the list, now we can see our timetable that we have created. So if we can click on that timetable, we can see now we have our blank timetable. We're showing the slots. So as you can see, our lessons, they are 30-minute lessons. So how do you set these times? So for you to set these times and to set all these breaks, you can just come back to settings, then scroll down here. For you to set the duration of the lesson, you need to start by say edit school details. After that, you come and adjust here. If you want to set to 35 minutes to 40 to 1 hour, it's up to you. That's how you can set that. Then for the breaks, if you want to add any other break, you can come and break and add a break. Maybe if you have another break, maybe we can call it, we have a devotion. You can say devotion. Start time, maybe our devotion starts at 10:30. 10:30 and maybe ends at 11. So it's up to you. You can add (10:30 to 11). Then if you want, you can submit the break. So if we can go back to our timetables, you will see that now there's a new break that has been added. So this is our timetable. Now we have this devotion that has been added here. This is now our devotion that has been added here as a break. If you want to delete that, you just go back to our settings and you can remove that break. If it is unnecessary, you can remove it like this. Now we have removed it successfully. Now you also need to set the timetable weekdays. In some schools, their days they range from Monday up to Saturday. Some schools Monday to Friday. You need to configure that. Maybe on Friday your school starts at 7:30, but maybe your school ends at 1300. You can update that. Maybe 13:30, like this. You can update that. Then if you say submit, you will see that on Friday now the school is now ending at 13:30. So it just depends. In some, maybe for Wednesday, if it is a sports day, which means our timetable is starting at 7:30 and it's ending at 13:30. So this is how you can configure your timetables from here. Right. Then now you need to go back here to our main timetable. Right. So before we auto-generate our timetable, you need to make sure that the subjects all the teachers are assigned subjects and classes. You also need to make sure that each class has been assigned some slots. I remember I did a presentation on how do you create classes, how do you add slots to the classes. I'm sure I did that video. You can go and check. That is our video number 8. You will see that presentation. So let me just show you the configurations that I'm talking about. If you go to classes, and if you can open any class, you see that maybe this class, these are the configurations that I've been talking about. Maybe for fashion and fabrics, we need another single lesson. Then, so if you remember, I've said that you need to make sure that these slots, they are in line with the maximum possible slots that can be generated on our timetable per week. This lesson, they should not exceed that. If these lessons exceed, which means we are going to have challenge on our timetable generation. Right, so we got back to our timetable, and we can open our timetable. Right, as you can see, this is a blank timetable. Now we want to generate the timetable. You go to auto generate. You select your timetable, want the main timetable. What's the start time? The start date. Maybe want to generate for 1 week. That is from the 15th up to the 16th. That is for a week. Then I can say submit. So as you can see, the timetable is 100%. 282 out of 282 lessons have been generated, and the timetable has been created by just a single click. If there are any clashes, they will be displayed there. Right? There's another feature that we have. We might have a scenario where you have some 2 lessons that can be done at the same time, especially like in the A-level classes, where some students, they might be taking computer science, others they will be doing history, others they might be doing literature, others might be doing business studies at the same time. So all those, they are shared lessons. They can be slotted or done at the same time. Even in the junior classes, we might have scenarios where some students, they choose between accounting and business studies. Some they can choose between history and any other subject. So let me show you how do you define shared lessons. So you come here, then you go to a timetable, go to edit. So if you go to edit, maybe let us define maybe we have accounts, form 1A, maybe it might be sharing with accounts 1B, which means maybe the teacher might be the same teacher who might need to take both classes at the same time. So this can be defined as shared lessons. So you can define it this way. Then now we need to define, maybe we need 2 doubles and a single lesson. Then you can say save subjects. So they've been saved as shared lessons. We might have another scenario where students, they might choose between Shona in the class of maybe form 2A, Shona, and history form 2A. Do you have history form 2A? We don't have history in form 2A. There's no history. Maybe let us pick another subject in the class 2A, which might need to show the concept of sharing, maybe in geography, which means this subject, they are done at the same time. So maybe we need 3 doubles and a single lesson, and if we say, so as you can see, now we have these shared lessons. So after this, if you want to edit, you can just come here and edit. Instead of this, maybe wanted to say 2 doubles, then you can say save. So we have saved our shared lessons. So once we are done with this, we just need to go to our timetable, and you can see this is our timetable, but there's no effect on the shared lessons. Now let us go and do, as you can see, now we have these unscheduled lessons that are being displayed here. So this will help you to see if there are any lessons have remained. So you go to auto generate, then you can pick our timetable. This is our main timetable, which is the start date, which is the 12th. Maybe you want to generate the timetable for the whole month up to the 30th of this month. So you can say submit. Right, all the lessons have been scheduled. As you can see, all the lessons have been scheduled on our timetable. So that's how we can define the timetable and automatically generate the timetable. If you want to download the timetables, you can just come here, then say download. So our timetable has been downloaded to PDF. And below that, you can see that there's a table which shows subject and teachers. Remember, at a school you might have some new students. They might need to know who is the subject teacher. So this list will help us to know who teaches this subject. So let us go back. And here, if you want to see per teacher, you can just go and click on teachers. As you can see, Fundah doesn't schedule all the subjects on the same day. Fundah tries to balance the timetable. As you can see, the lesson, they are evenly distributed across all the teachers. So that's how Fundah automatically generates the timetable. If you want to download, you can just go to download. You are now downloading per teacher. So the timetable has been downloaded. This is the timetable for each and every teacher. If you want to print, you can print and distribute to every teacher. But however, the teacher can see the timetable from their dashboards, right? So once the administrators are satisfied with the timetable, they can go ahead and approve the timetable. So as you can see, the timetable has changed the color codes. The timetable has been approved. If any teacher logs into his or her account, the teacher will be able now to see the timetable from their dashboards. So that's how we can generate the timetable from Fundah. If we want to delete the timetable, maybe you've noticed that I have produced the timetable that I don't want. So you can just come and say select all. After saying select all, you can go ahead and say delete. So the timetable has been successfully deleted. If you want to regenerate the timetable again, it's very simple. You can just generate it by single clicks. Maybe want to generate only for 1 week. For 1 week, then I can say submit. From a single click, the timetable has been automatically generated. So that's how timetables can be generated from Fundah. Thank you for watching this video. Please share the video with others and let them know that with the Fundah, timetable can be generated by a single click. If you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to comment in the comment section so that we'll be able to help if there's need for any help. Thank you.